Welcome. Today we are going to see Python control structure. The last chapter itself we have discussed about the sequential statement and alternative or branching statement in the last video session. In this video session we are going to discuss about iteration or looping, then various type of jump statement. Let us start with iteration. Before getting insight to the concept of iteration, let us see. Now one question is going to be keep in front of you. I will ask you to do skipping 10 times. Now the question is, take one skipping rope and doing the skipping jump 10 times. Choice 2, take 10 skipping rope and doing the skipping jump 10 times with different 10 rope. Okay, now you think which one is your choice. Generally we go with the choice one, because here the role of jumping meets minimum need. One rope is enough for the number of count on skipping, isn't it? Then you have noticed that one thing, when repeatedly we do same work, we can avoid unnecessary requirement in additional. Here in this example we can avoid multiple ropes instead of single rope using for the skipping jump. Then what is the relation between this and programming concept? Let us see. In programming we can avoid repeated coding. It helps us to less code and reusability. How? Through the iteration or looping. Iteration or loop are used in situation when the user need to execute a block of code several of times or till the condition is satisfied. A loop statement allows to execute a statement or group of statement multiple times. So iteration is going to do the same thing repeatedly with some different functionality. That's all. But the methodology, that means calculating or adding or performing a display or collecting the information, these things and all going to do repeatedly. You can see the diagram. Now what are the types of loop presented in Python? We can see that two types of loop structure here. One is while loop, another one is for loop. In C++ we have learned one more loop, do while loop. This do while loop is not in our Python. You can see the syntax at here: while, condition, statement block 1, then else part and statement block 2. In C++, while we are studying this loop structure, there is no else part, but in Python this else part is available, but the else part also optional. If suppose you want, you can include, or else you can avoid it. Here a program is in front of you. You just see I is equal to 10 while I less than or equal to 15, print I comma end escape sequence t I equal to I plus 1. What are these things? First, I is equal to 10 is initial value. What is initial value? Initial value is nothing but how to start or where to start. Next, while within the parenthesis we give one section I less than or equal to 15, that is the condition. It should start with the value of 10. Then where it should want to end, the maximum value or end position will be declared within this condition. Then what should be executed within the loop structure? The print I comma end with tab. Next, see I is equal to I plus 1. This is the value just incremented the current position. Then only the current position meets the maximum value to terminate the loop. So here the increment or updation of the control variable will be given. Then see the output will be like this: 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, because we give the condition I less than or equal to. So the variable condition will be checked until the number of 15. Next, for loop. For loop is the most comfortable loop. It is also an entry check loop. Why? Because it going to check the condition in the entry point itself. The condition is checked in the beginning and the body of the loop statement block 1 is executed if it is only true. Otherwise the loop will not executed. The while loop also going to do the same thing. Then why we are using the word for loop is the most comfortable loop? Because you see in the syntax, for counter variable in sequence, then the statement block, then else part. Here also the else is optional block. If suppose you don't want, you should avoid this else part. If necessary only you can include within the program. Let us see an example. The program to illustrate to print 2, 4, 6, 8. Here the reason comes for I in range 2, 10, 2. What is this, sir? 2, 10, 2. Here the 2 is initial value. Then followed by that the 10 is maximum value. The last 2 is how it should be incremented. So within a single line and obviously the last section of the parenthesis, we just include all those starting value, ending value, incremental value, everything within this one line, so that we are calling this for loop is most comfortable loop. Then see, next is print, just is going to print, then end. Automatically the incremental value will be called and continues the for loop until the condition is reached, the maximum value is reached, then it will be printed. Here you want to notice some certain rules for the range value. Range value 1, 31. Here the starting value is 1, already you know that. The 30 is the maximum value, but it will goes up to the value of 29. When the value is 30 reached, it will not printed. Okay. Next condition is range 2, 30 and incremented 2. Here the same thing, it will start from the value 2 and end at the position of 28, because after that the maximum value is get reached. So that before the n minus 1, we say in the max, no, before the value of maximum, it will be printed in the output screen. Range 30, 3 minus 3. Here we are going to give the range in the descending order. It will start the value from 30 and goes by decreasing the value 3 and then print up to the 6, because after this 6 it will reach the final value of 3, so it will not printed. Range 20, here there is no starting value, anything, just single value is here. What is the meaning? It will consider this value 20 as the end value. That means the upper value or maximum value starts with the range from 0 and then it will goes up to 19. Remember, always the range will work till stop n minus 1 value. That means the maximum value minus 1. Nested loop. Nested loop is nothing but we are going to place one additional loop within the structure of previous loop. The following sequence will explain that a loop placed within another loop is called as nested loop structure. One can place while within another while, or for within another for, or for within while and while within for to construct such nested loop. If suppose your program is definitely needed any such kind of inner loop section, you can include this kind of nested loop structure within your program. Here we comes to the jump statement. In Python, the jump statement is used to unconditionally transfer the control from one part of the program to another. There are three type of jump statement we are using in this Python. One is break, continue, pause. Now before we go into the concept, you just think about you are traveling in a train. You just boarded at one station and you are expecting to departure in your destination. station. Now you get entered to your station. What is your next move? After the train stopped, you will get out from your coach. Are you going to bother about the train traveling? No, you are going to get down from the train coach and going to your home or office. Obviously, this is the thing will happen within the break statement. See, the break statement terminates the loop containing it. Control of the program flows of the statement immediately after the body of the loop. A while or a for loop will iterate till the condition is tested false, but one can even transfer the control out of the loop with the help of break. If suppose the break statement comes in between the for loop checking, automatically the for loop will terminated, or else in while loop checking, automatically the inside the break word found out by the program, it terminates the particular block or else particular statement and comes out and go further to the next program line. This is the work nature of break statement. Next one is continue. Here continue statement, unlike the break statement, it is used to skip the remaining part of the loop and start with the next iteration. What is this? Continue is going to skip remaining part. Then what is the difference between the break and continue? See, break is entirely going to avoid when the word the program interpreter or the program execution part sees it break that particular chain reaction and comes out of that place. It won't bother about next iteration everything. But the continue just break the flow. It will break, that means it going to be stop further proceed inside the block. It will goes to the next iteration start position. If suppose you are in the second position, it goes the further continues stop and go to the next iteration of 3, then it continues the flow. Okay, here you can imagine in the same train, if the loco pilot, that the driver, we know that those who are sitting in front of the engine cabinet, those people are going to drop out or come out from the each station. No, they are waiting for the signal. If suppose the signal raised, they will stop. Again the signal rise, they will start the engine. Until the time duration, they will wait. After that, they are continuing their job until the final station is arrived. So that here you can see that again and again each and every station stopping, they have to braking, and then again they want to search out for the signal. If the signal is ready, they want to start the horn to alert the station peoples. Then again they want to move the train. These things continuously repeatedly they are going to do. So here the continue, you may think about like this: after the station get arrived and the people those get departure from that particular time, they have to start again. Next, pass statement. Pass statement in Python program is a null statement. Pass statement, when executed by the interpreter, it is completely ignored. Nothing happens when pass is executed. It result on operation. Pass statement can be used in if class as well as within loop construct when you do not want any statement or a command within that block to be executed. Then why we want to give this pass statement? Because it is going to ignore completely, there is no functionality within this, but this execution doesn't need this section, but program may be needed, so that we want to keep certain coding behind the execution part, so that keep it inside. The pass statement will seems it will be avoided. The general example we can see in the real time. It's the same train, you can see the pantry house. In the pantry house also going to travel along with you. If suppose you are in the coach 11, if you want to travel and go to the coach of S1, in between you can see this pantry shop. There lot of people will work, but you cannot stay or travel in that pantry shop. You can move along with that particular coach. This is for example for the pass. You just pass through that way, that's all. Okay, I think you're all very clear with these concepts. Thank you for watching this video.